Good morning. Welcome to Breakfast with Kent for Friday, May 14th, 2021, brought to you by the great people at Today's Dentistry. Dr. Mike O'Neill, best dentist I've ever gone to, the only dentist I've gone to the last 27 years. Make the call. He'll be your last dentist. Call him, 317-849-2933. Punch subscribe, hit like, ring the bell. Let's go. Let's talk about sports. Yesterday, we found out that Jerome Hunter is no longer with the Indiana basketball program. There are lessons here for everyone. If you're a manager, if you run a department, if you own a business, if you work for somebody who does, all kinds of lessons. The number one lesson, if you're a manager, if you're a coach, accountability is a leader's responsibility. And what that means is you've got to set expectations and you have to enforce those expectations. And if you do that, you can call yourself a leader. If you don't do that, you're not. Mike Woodson can call himself a leader. Adversity can be a great teacher if you respond in the right way. This is adversity to Jerome Hunter. Eric Fisher talked about this yesterday, the new left tackle for the Colts. He talked about how unpleasant it was to really get fired from the Kansas City Chiefs. It was unpleasant for Jerome Hunter to have what happened to him happen. However, if you respond correctly to the adversity, it can put you on a different and better path. Another great lesson, playing at Indiana or anywhere, wearing a uniform, showing up to work in a building is a privilege, and you must treat it as such. You cannot take it for granted. If you do, that employer or that coach, that manager is going to at some point take you for granted. That's the way it works. The reward for hard work is more hard work. When I was a kid, and maybe when you were a kid, what I thought the reward for hard work was time off. No. That's not the way it works. The reward for hard work is the opportunity to work hard again. And that's what life's about. Life's about investing in yourself, in somebody else, in a group of people, in a community. And through your hard work, everyone benefits. That is what gives you the opportunity to get a good night's sleep. Not, hey, I got nothing to do tomorrow because I worked my ass off yesterday. That's a very hollow reward, I can tell you from experience. And shortcuts get you nowhere. What are shortcuts? Like, hey, I figured out how to do less in a shorter period of time so I can do less later. What are you doing? Stop that. Work your ass off. Figure out what your potential is and how you can get to your potential. Do those things every single day, and you can live a really full, rewarding life. If you try to skirt that responsibility and skirt really that blessing, you know what? You wind up on the street. And that's what's happened to Jerome Hunter. So Indiana's got a scholarship to give. We'll see if they use it. Maybe the Durr kid, 7-footer, big body, runs the floor, tries real hard. Not a great offensive player, about 8 points a game, 9 rebounds a game for South Florida. Transferred to Virginia Tech, decided, hey, whoa, this is not for me. I'm going to go someplace else. Now Indiana kicking the tires. We'll see how that works. Indiana needs some front court depth, so that'd be a wise investment if Mike Woodson thinks that this is a kid who can come to Bloomington and just work hard. You need to build a culture of hard work, and I think that that's what Mike Woodson's getting done. You become what you tolerate. If you're a coach and you tolerate a level of work that is not to your liking, you wind up where Indiana's been the last 5 years, and that's on the outside looking in at the NCAA tournament. The Indianapolis Colts, they signed k-Pineiro as a kicker yesterday. Of course, they've got Rodrigo Blankenship. This is for some competition, I guess, at the kicking position. Blankenship last year, 32 of 37 kicking field goals. 4 of his misses hit metal, either the upright or the crossbar. And you know what? Yes, that's bad luck. But you know what? Also, in that game against Buffalo, Blankenship missed a 33-yarder. Colts lost by 3. You do the math. not real difficult to put together. Eric Fisher spoke to the media yesterday via Zoom, and he was great. I asked him why Indiana, gave a great answer. It seemed an honest, heartfelt answer. I liked Eric Fisher yesterday, and the thing that I kept thinking as I'm listening to him answer questions is, man, is this guy a Colt or what? The Colts do a wonderful job of recruiting and drafting to a set of behavioral characteristics that seem to be exactly what that locker room needs. You know what I mean? Like, you walk into the locker room on 56th Street and you're like, okay, that seems like a great guy. And then you meet another guy, you're like, that seems like a great guy. This is another great guy. They got nothing but great guys in there. That's what Chris Ballard and Frank Reich are putting together. Really, really good dudes who want to be coached. That's how you build your culture. You do it by inviting. Look, you know what? If you want a hardworking team, you recruit hardworking guys. If you want a team that shoots the ball well, you recruit great shooters. You don't just go recruit guys with length, think you're going to bring them in, and then all of a sudden imbue them with these other qualities that you covet. You target qualities, you recruit to them, you bring those to your program, and that's what you wind up with. And the Colts have some really good dudes in that locker room. Really good guys. And we keep finding out more about Achilles injuries and the timeline for Eric Fisher. Even though he didn't want to talk about a timeline yesterday, he talked about how he is one of those guys where he controls what he can, and the rest of it, he leaves to another power. But the timeline, what we hear, instead of being a full year to recover fully from an Achilles tear, they've made improvements over the last 5 years that make that timeline more realistic, 6 to 8 months. And so 6 months from late January, what's that? Ipso facto, late July, or 6 to 8 months, late July to late September. My head starts to burn when I do math. You can see it. You can see the steam silently and quietly escape from my ears as I try to add, because January's 1, add 6 to January, come up with 7. Which month is that? Yes, July. Hey, it's 6:07 in the morning. What do you want me to do? The Pacers, they competed last night. They didn't have anybody to throw out there. You got Keelan Martin, God bless him, scored again last night in double figures. You got T.J. McConnell competing. You got guys competing, but when Domas Sabonis went down with a knee, you're like, all right, what do we got here? What are we competing with? Karis LeVert didn't play. You're playing one of the best teams in the East. They might wind up in the NBA Finals. One good thing last night in the Pacers' 142-133 loss to the Bucks was that they sat the freak down. Antetokounmpo sat like he was done for the day. The Pacers kept competing and put Budenholzer in a spot where he had to put the freak back in the game. And so at least the Colts are trying their asses off. They're competing. They're just outmanned because Aaron Holiday not playing, Malcolm Brogdon not playing, Karis LeVert, Miles Turner, Domas left the game. You got guys on the bench, more guys in street clothes than you got in uniform. And when T.J. McConnell sprained his thumb, that wasn't a good thing either. He was going to play all 48 minutes. Had to sit for a few minutes. I think he wound up playing 43. Kind of an entertaining game, though. Not a lot of defense, as you would guess. Pacers hit 50% from the field and I think knocked down 21 or 22 threes. So they were pretty good last night, scoring the ball, not so good in defending. And that's been the story of the season. How about this for the Pacers? They are tied for the most road wins in the Eastern Conference with 20. However, only the Orlando Magic has won fewer games at home than the Pacers. I guess it doesn't matter where you win, it's that you win, but that's weird, isn't it? I think it's weird. The play-in deal that the Pacers are going to be a part of. We don't know whether they're going to be like the 8 seed, 9 seed, 10 seed. We have no idea at this point. 2 games left, one against the Lakers at home, and then they go on the road the final day of the season on Sunday, and they play in Toronto. If they win those 2, I don't know, they could wind up in the 8 seed. But here's the deal with the play-in thing. The 7 seed plays the 8 seed. The winner of that game is the 7 seed in the East and will match up against the 2 seed. The loser of that game will play the winner of the game between the 9 and the 10 seed to figure out who the 8 seed is. The loser of the 9-10 play-in game is goners. Not going to be in the playoffs. Wacky. The NBA. I don't know. I guess it'll be fun to watch. Mo basketball, mo fun, right? Why not? The College Cup tonight. Indiana takes on Pitt at 8:30. That game on ESPNU, I believe. North Carolina playing Marshall in the other Final Four game. That's what the Final Four is called, the College Cup in soccer, for those of you who are uninitiated into the vernacular of college soccer. North Carolina and Marshall is at 6 o'clock. Neither of those teams have a little number next to their name, so I guess they weren't seeded in the top 8, which means that Indiana as the 3 seed, Pitt as a 2 seed, going to be a favorite going into the championship game, depending upon who wins that game tonight. So this game tonight may be for the national championship. Sweet. Kenny Mayne, we found this out earlier in the week. Kenny Mayne's not going to be around at ESPN anymore because ESPN doesn't want to pay him. How about that? I love Kenny Mayne. I like the old guys from ESPN. The young, the guys, the laugh track guys, I don't get. And they all seem to be exactly the same person. So, I don't know. I love Kenny Mayne, and I hate to see him go. I think he's part of what makes ESPN and has made ESPN for the last 27 years really kind of an interesting place to get sports news. Fewer personalities like Kenny Mayne, fewer interesting programs, and that's just the way it works. Let's celebrate some birthdays. Today is my mom's birthday. Happy birthday to my mom. Going to try to go up there tomorrow, have a nice time, and celebrate with she and my cousin Liz, who's up there learning all about our ancestry, which Mom loves to teach. And my sister, her boys, her husband Tim. We're going to have a great time. The great Mike Finn celebrating a birthday. The great Christine Brennan. The great Jeff Ziegler. Who knew? Same neighborhood. Jeff Ziegler and my mom, same birthday. I had no idea. Harmony Hines, the great Harmony Hines. Happy birthday, Mitch Fremian. Happy birthday, Jay Hinson, Bob Bloom, Bryce Russo, Jeff Candela. Happy birthday, and Brad Ward celebrating a birthday. If today's your birthday, you celebrate like hell. If it's not your birthday, you celebrate somebody else had his best done with an honest and specific compliment. I cannot wait. We're not doing a thing later today. Maybe we will. We'll see. Going to take the afternoon off, I think. Got things to do. Busy time. Inside Indiana Sports Now every weekday afternoon. Hell, why wouldn't we do one? We'll see. At any rate, have a great weekend. Lift each other up. Be good to each other. How happy we are in our lives really, in large part, depends on those around us and how they make us feel. So be one of those people who make others feel good. Can you do it? I'm challenging you today.